Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Mike, this is Lucas, and that is Tim. And welcome to this week's Last Week in Gaming. We're here live from Chez Geeks, your one-stop shop for everything board gaming. So let's start last week's news with the interesting announcement by Square Enix that to play Final Fantasy 15 with your friends, you will have to get a DLC.
Did you just say play Final Fantasy with a friend?
Did you just say DLC?
I said both of those things.
I'm more surprised by the fact that you can play with people. This is not an online thing, right?
Yeah.
Like Final Fantasy 14, right?
Nope. It's called the Comrades DLC.
All right.
And it's $30. And what it does is it makes the game completely co-op, so you can play co-op FF15.
But
meaning that instead of having the 3 other characters on your team be controlled by AI, each person can take control of a character, and you actually play Final Fantasy as a team.
so if you want to play with your friends, you got to spend $110, which you're talking.
No, you play on one console. It's console co-op, not
But
online.
How much is the game? How much is the price of the game?
It's like 70 or
Okay,
80
plus
bucks.
another 30, so 100 tax.
Right, but
$110.
$100 for the first ever co-op Final Fantasy to me is not that bad.
Can we confirm that is actually console co-op instead of online co-op?
Yeah, give me a second. The Comrades DLC will be sold separately or come as a part of the game's $29.99 season pass. Oh no, so this DLC is not $30.
It's
The
a
season pass is $30,
Okay.
and
And
the
that's part of
DLC
the
is
season
part of
pass.
it. Yeah. Each other DLC will spotlight one character. So basically, you play as each of the characters and play through a part of their story, which is really cool because the whole game is just about Noctis because he's like the prince or whatever, right? But then you don't really hear much about the other characters. So it's nice to have kind of a origin story for each of them.
Because we knew that there was DLC coming out for every single character, right?
Yeah.
So does this mean that this DLC, this Comrades DLC, is gonna let us play every single campaign co-op? Is that what we're saying?
This is just for a separate mode.
Oh, it's for a separate mode on top of that?
Okay.
So it's
For
not
once,
quite
I'm the
as
one that's gonna be loading
awesome.
my salt gun here. Like,
I mean, it's not a bad thing. I mean, it could have changed the entire way of how we see Final Fantasy games.
which they need to do because, I mean, who gives a shit about Final Fantasy?
To be honest,
No.
I think it would have breathed life into a genre that
It's dead.
that it's not dead.
It's not
That's-
dead because it's
It's
not.
not dead. There's still plenty of people who play RPGs, but it's definitely not as
Plenty of people play
thriving.
RPGs, but JRPGs?
But this is not
not
a
a
strictly
JR-
a
it's not a-
JRPG.
It's back.
It's
It's
not
an
a
action
standard
RPG.
It's an
JRPG,
action.
yeah.
It's an action combat RPG.
It's a
Okay,
very
like-
interesting hybrid thing that very people are having a difficult time to understand. Wow, nothing I just said meant anything at all. That wasn't a sentence. What I was trying to say was that
You get to play as Sora
Sora.
from Kingdom Hearts.
What?
Sora's in the game.
What?
What?
You guys didn't hear about this?
Why? How? As long as it's not a canon DLC character, like just like a skin, I would not be jumping any guns on it because that's
Yeah.
like that changes everything.
I'm a little bit disappointed that it's not the full game playable in co-op because that would have been groundbreaking.
Yeah. It would've
That would have
been
been
playing
game-changing.
Gauntlet. It would have been like playing Gauntlet Final Fantasy.
Yo, man, that is not to be underestimated.
And like Gauntlet
That
was
is
the
some
shit.
really cool shit right there. Final Fantasy, Square, take note, man. This is some cool shit. Multiplayer, JRPG, Star Wars, whatever.
Not JRPG, I was corrected.
Action RPG. Maybe do it for Final Fantasy 7.
Oh.
You better do it before The Witcher beats you to it, and then nobody cares at all ever about Final Fantasy again.
Okay.
All right. So, in really interesting news this week, or last week actually. Sorry, I must correct myself. Microsoft announced a VR headset.
VR?
A VR
headset at the incredible price of $299.
Oh, wow, that's cheap.
Whoa.
And by the power of editing, I'm just gonna put the picture right here. Does it look familiar to something?
It looks
Yeah.
like the PSVR. To be
Minus the
very
lights.
honest, like blatantly ripping off the form factor of the PSVR.
A little bit.
It looks like the ugly square version of the PSVR.
It
I
looks
think-
like they tried to Apple it a little too much and then failed in the process.
I think we have to focus more a little bit on the fact that this thing is half the price of what other VR headsets are.
But it's going to be half the functionality.
That is a good question. That is something that I have seen a lot online. People are saying, okay, so this thing is $299. Does this mean that I'm going to get $299 worth of half frames and skipping frames and 720p instead of 1080?
That's a problem, right? Because the thing with PSVR is it's the same concept as Apple phones, right? And this is always my argument for why console VR is better than PC VR, is that there's no fragmentation on a console. Everybody has the same console. And when you release a VR headset for your console, the games have to absolutely work flawlessly with no drop frames on the console for Sony to allow you to put it on the store.
This headset would actually be made by partners, which means Dell, Asus.
Okay.
It's going to be produced third party.
Oh,
So basically, the Alienware version is going to be $800 just
Yeah.
because you have the alien head in front.
exactly.
Most likely. They're also announcing that this VR set comes with a 6-point sensor, motion sensor design.
Built in, right? I
Built
think?
in, which means that you don't actually need external sensors for
That
it to
is
work.
pretty cool.
Which means that you can move better.
It's
I
like a
guess.
cell phone.
Yeah. Which means that you
Because-
can actually move around,
Yeah.
and the thing is actually gonna detect
The
where
cell
you
phone
are.
VR does it with like that way.
Yeah.
And the VR, those
But
VR.
I don't know how much I could trust it at $299. Like that sounds like it sounds
It's
like
why
too
is it
good of a
$299?
deal.
I think it's because VR is still too fresh for it to be convincing that you can actually get a good VR headset for $300.
Well, yeah, no, but like I mean, you're looking at every other VR headset on the market. They're like $800, $500 to $800.
The OS VR Racer's open source VR is around $300-$400 too, but I don't think it has gotten enough coverage by the fact that it's open source. But maybe Microsoft is into some secret that other companies haven't figured out yet. Maybe, I don't know, they found a cheaper place where they can make them.
Okay, you know what? I wouldn't put it past them. They have been kicking ass lately. And I mean in every single product they've released and announced over the last couple of years, they have been kicking ass. Even with the HoloLens, which is really cool, minus that price point, at $3,000 price point, that's really expensive.
I was gonna pay for that.
But you have to be able to think of, well, you know what though? They have that HoloLens, and it's not like you need an external camera to run that thing. So there must be some kind of technology that they have come up with for that headset that they're able to apply into this headset. There has to be some kind of cross technology,
I'm not convinced. I'm just I keep on thinking that there's gonna be something missing with it, like something that you don't have that you have to buy externally. That's gonna be $200. That's the only way that price point makes any sort of sense. The wires don't come with it.
I
You
get
know
it.
what I mean?
I get the skepticism. I
Yeah.
get it.
I mean, I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt.
Is it gonna work with the
For now.
Kinect? Is that how it works, or is it really just motion tracked?
Doubt it.
And it's not going to be
There's-
cross-compatible with Xbox. It's just PC.
There's no words about it.
It's just PC.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. Well then.
He's not even excited about it
Yeah.
anymore.
No. Fuck
Like,
that.
fuck that shit.
I could play all the amazing Steam indie VR games now.
Well, most likely you'll only be able to play the games that are on the Microsoft Store.
Oh, on top of
Oh
that.
yeah, that's true.
All right. Well, now I know why it's $299 because
Hey,
no
you
one's
know
gonna
what?
buy it.
Windows unification comes with its price.
I guess so.
Well, so what else is in the news? Well, I'm gonna talk about some more Nintendo apparently this week because they
more.
are still in the news. Nintendo with the Switch.
More Switch news.
More Switch news. We found out some interesting information about the cartridges. So we found out that the cartridges are going to be 16 gigs at launch.
That's it?
16 gigabyte cartridges?
16 gigabytes. One layer of a Blu-ray disc.
Wait. Okay, so this raises questions. Are we talking about cartridges like... Are we talking about the size of a 3DS cartridge?
They're going to be different size. They're going to be similar, but different size because they don't want the 3DS to work with the Switch.
Okay, number one, Nintendo, that's a very stupid thing. And number two, I'm actually impressed.
Stupid, why? That they don't want it to be compatible with 3DS?
Why not?
It's a one-screen console.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but why not?
Well, we do know it's going to be touchscreen.
Oh, well, that's true. Multi-point, I think, if I remember correctly, like multi-touch touchscreen, yeah. So you'll be able to do things like the pinching and sliding
kind
up.
of like an iPhone.
I'm still
Android.
coming back to the cartridges, because if you tell me that they managed to create a thing like this that supports 16 gigabytes, I'm like, it took them long enough.
But
Yeah.
16 gigs, that like what kind of games are they could be on there? And
Is
they're
it-
also
is it-
talking
is
about
it-
only 32 gigabytes of onboard.
But is it really that impressive though, Luis? You can get a 200 gig flash card,
That's why I said it took them long enough.
micro SD.
Micro SD? Yeah,
Took them long enough. Yeah, I suppose
that's what's
you did.
impressive. Yeah, no, but that's the thing. So it concerns me in the sense that there's pinging in the room, and
anymore.
no, it concerns me because what kind of games are we going to get on there? Because even PS3 games are more than 16 gigs.
Yeah, they were on Blu-ray.
On Blu-ray, exactly. It's one layer of a Blu-ray.
We can safely confirm that The Witcher 3 will not be on Nintendo
Well,
Wii or Switch.
What I'm seeing is
For
maybe
all you know, it'll be some kind of really well optimized compression system that Nintendo has come up
well,
with.
that's what I read. That it's going to
that
be a crazy
devs-
compression system. That they're
I
gonna have
do
on
not
there.
trust compressions.
I can.
Well, Nintendo knows how to do that kind of stuff. Honestly, like they did it with the
They've
Wii
had
U.
no choice but to make that
I
kind
mean,
of
the Wii
technology
U
available.
had games that were like 30, 40 gigs on a 4.7 gigabyte disc. So I mean, they've done it in the past and they do it well. Nintendo knows their own technology better than anyone else. But it
If
just
there is
concerns
one
me.
company that's good for optimization, it's definitely Nintendo.
Absolutely.
We have to give them that. Like that's.
It's concerning all at the same time because then they're talking about only 32 gigabytes of onboard memory.
Yes, that's. I heard that too. That I don't know
I
what to
mean,
think.
where else are they going to fit the memory in that little piece of crap?
But that might be in the form of a micro SD card, and you could just replace it with a bigger one.
Right, but we don't know that. But as of right
If-
now, we
if
just
we-
know on board is 32 gigs. So
if
if
we-
you
if
go,
we
if you buy
speculate
it
a
out of
bit-
the box and you want to download a game, there goes your hard drive.
Yeah, but if we want, but that's the same thing as when you buy a brand new 3DS and it comes with a 4 gig card in it. Who the fuck uses that? Like you can't fit any games on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, absolutely. But at
you
the same
can
time,
fit like 3/4 of a game on that.
but a
and then
person
just
at
like,
home
oh.
is not going to be used to like having to buy an SD card for their gaming console, right? That's never been
Well,
a standard with any gaming console.
It's been a standard with Nintendo though. I mean, I have
And
a
Nintendo's
64
been doing
gig.
so well in the sales department.
Well, I have a 64 gig micro SD card in my new 3DS.
But again, 3DS, you're used to that. You're used to like the PSP,
Sure.
every console over the last
Maybe they're
decade,
gonna
at the
start
very
selling
least.
memory cards.
The memory sticks.
Memory cards, remember? Click. Like the PS1 memory cards.
Yeah, there you go. They're back in the day, but now people aren't used to that anymore. People are
No.
used to onboard hard drives.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're talking about a whole new generation of gamers that have never, dude. I've seen.
I'm not impressed
I've seen
with
kids
this.
be like, "What's a PS2?" And I'm like, "What do you mean? What's a PS2?"
It's 2 iterations before the PS4, genius.
I think that we can safely say that Nintendo has the same issues about fitting memory in their systems as Japan has problems fitting people into their cities.
Oh my God, Luis.